Today what we're going to be doing is making crepe, milk crepe with actually matcha milk crepe, and we are going to be using a few of my favorite ingredients, which I have here right on the counter, ready to go. いくぞ, 준비 반tan. Konbanwa, Pat Tokuyama here, creator of the Japanese Cooking Club and All Day I Eat Like a Shark, where I share Japanese cooking videos like this to help you cook more Japanese food at home. Obviously, today we are going to be continuing our theme, Omatsuri, and all the different delicious foods that you would encounter if you were in Japan visiting a festival or matsuri. So matsuri season is typically in the summertime. Usually they have various events or holidays that are being celebrated. Sometimes they have fireworks, and they always have delicious food. And one of my favorite things to eat are, of course, sweet things, some of which we are going to be covering in this series on Omatsuri. And one of my favorite things to enjoy is crepes. So you may or may not find crepes depending on where you are. But if you are in Tokyo, there is a famous street. Takeshita-dori is one of the walking streets in Harajuku, which is one of the more younger, trendy areas. And if you are in the area, one of the things that you'll notice walking around is that there's a lot of crepe shops. So we're going to be making Japanese style crepes, and it's very simple to do, especially if you've made regular crepes before. Crepe Suzette is one of my favorites, using a little bit of liquor and a flambe. It's always fun playing with fire. At least when I was little, I enjoyed it. Alright, so for the ingredients here, we are going to be using some taihaku gomabura, which is a light sesame oil. It's got a very neutral flavor. We're going to be using about a tablespoon's worth. We are also going to be using about 6 tablespoons of flax egg, which is what we have right here. We have about 1 1/4 cups of soy milk. We're going to use a few dashes of salt, about 5 teaspoons of matcha powder, a couple tablespoons of sugar, and then about 3/4 cup of cake flour. And then for some of the toppings, we're going to be using a little bit of fresh fruit. We have some blackberries and raspberries here, some strawberries, and then we are going to be topping it with a little bit of drizzled kuromitsu, which is black Okinawan sugar syrup, homemade. All we got to do here is mix everything together. First thing that we're going to be doing is sifting our cake flour with the matcha powder. Make sure that it gets nice and airy. And then we also are going to be eliminating some of the clumps that are naturally found in both of these powders. And in the meantime, we can actually heat our frying pans. I have 2 of them to do double the crepe output. I guess I could do 4, but we're just going to do 2 today. Usually use a bit of cooking spray because my pans are sticky. So if you don't have sticky pans, you might be able to get away without cooking spray. It's always a good idea to have a little bit of oil so that you don't have food sticking to your pans or pots. And here's how this looks. Looks amazing. Nice and pastel green and white. And it smells like matcha if you enjoy matcha. So once this is done, we're going to be using about 6 tablespoons of the flax egg, which is very simple to make if you've never done that before. You can also do aquafaba, which is one of my favorite uses for chickpea juice. Recycling that when I make my chickpeas. Okay, so there's that. First thing that we're going to do is take out about 6 tablespoons of our flax egg. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus or minus a tablespoon. We're going to put in a generous pinch of salt, and then we're going to whisk everything. We're going to whisk the sugar and the egg together to get it nice and creamy. Oh yeah, and make sure to watch this video through to the end so you get all of my tips for making these crepes a delicious success. Okay, so that looks good. What we're going to do now is combine the oil with the milk and the flour. We're going to do this in a batch or 2. Just put in that's probably about a half tablespoon, roughly. And then we're going to put all this in here. And then we're going to whisk the soy milk in about 2 batches, 3 batches. Make sure you have your heat on low. Gotta go low and slow with the crepes. If you have a crepe turner, that may help. So that was my first tip. Tip number 1, use a crepe turner if you have one. My crepe turner broke, so I don't have one. We're just gonna be using a spatula today. And I personally like to use multiple pans, like I mentioned, to do more crepes faster. So we added all of the flour here. We're gonna gently whisk it. Tip number 2. And the reason I'm doing this in a cup or a pitcher, this is a 4-cup pitcher that came with my immersion blender. It's so much easier to just pour it over the pan versus using a ladle. Makes less of a mess. So if you have this option, consider trying it next time. I forgot to add the soy milk. I was wondering why it wasn't blending. Whoa! Okay, and then we'll do another ½ tablespoon of oil, and then the rest of the soy milk. All right, so that looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and begin cooking them. So you wanna use a very thin layer of crepe batter. And what I usually do is I tilt the pan like that to help get a thin layer, as thin as possible. And you'll notice it starts to cook right away. So once the bubbles start showing through, that's when you'll know that it's probably starting to brown on the bottom side and time to flip. And if you're sort of new to the crepes, I guess making crepes, it does help to use a smaller pan. I think they're easier to work with when they're smaller. But I like to make my crepes big and then fold them. So that's another thing to consider. All right, so what we're gonna do is flip the crepe once you see that it's starting to brown. And you'll notice, kind of like pancakes, when it starts to bubble through. Important to use a little bit of oil, like I mentioned, so that it doesn't stick. And that's a little bit brown, as you can see. Chairo, which is the color of tea. Green is also the color of tea, but chairo is the brown that you're seeing right there. One thing to look out for if you're using sticky pans like I am is if it doesn't release right away, it's probably not done. So just let it go for maybe 10-20 seconds more, and then it'll release very easily. Kind of like here, I accidentally ripped it. So I guess tip number 4, if you don't want to use matcha, you can actually just make these crepes plain. Alternatively, you can consider adding a little bit of cinnamon if you enjoy cinnamon, maybe even some black sesame seeds with the matcha, which are a great combination together, or hojicha. Hojicha is roasted green tea and also makes for a very nice flavor. So here, if you're wondering what this is cream, whole cream, and I just added about 2 tablespoons of sugar, and we're going to be making whipped cream. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is bourbon. Madagascar bourbon. I have a very extensive vanilla extract collection, and I highly recommend you try different origins of vanilla. They all taste slightly different, especially if you're into food. It might be something that you would appreciate. So tip number 5, if you don't want to use cream, you don't have to, you can use coconut cream. The flavor is going to be a little bit different, but I like to indulge every now and then and enjoy the real thing. Oh, it smells so good. All right, there it is. Whipped cream. Do you like to lick the thing after you whisk after whipping cream? I know I do. Delicious. Okay, this one is getting cooked very quickly. You can see it's starting to brown on the outside. The problem with using these silicone spatulas is that they bend. At least this one's kind of bendy. Some of my other ones are a little bit firmer. But the good thing about the crepe turner is that it doesn't bend, and you're able to turn the crepe, which is what it's made for, much easier. So I need to get a new one, actually. Okay, so as far as the assembly, I mean, normally if you were in Japan eating this at an Omatsuri or festival, you'd probably be eating this by hand, but since we're not, and I don't have the little paper holders, we're gonna pretend that we are at a, a gourmet festival, and we're just gonna be folding these into little quarters just like so. Okay, and I like to show the green side. If you have little claws coming out like that, just hide it on the bottom side. Nobody will ever know. So I've just folded these into little quarters, just for presentation's sake. And I think this one looks good right here. We're gonna do this one as well. This will be our last quarter. I'll just do it like that. And then put a few strawberries. And some berries, raspberries, blackberries, whatever fruit you enjoy. Berries do pair very well with matcha. I'm gonna put some whipped cream. And you can dust it all with a little bit of matcha powder. And then drizzle on some kuromits, which just takes everything to the next level. And instead of dusting matcha powder, you can also dust some powdered sugar. Makes for like a nice snowy effect, if that's what you enjoy. So here's my little specialized dusting wand. We'll put some matcha in there. This is matcha mits, which is very sweet syrup. Love it. Love it. Can you tell I have a sweet tooth? Amato is the word for sweet tooth in Japanese if you are studying. Okay, so there's that. You know what? We might just do a little bit of snow and a little bit of matcha together. See how that looks. A little bit of matcha powder. And if you've never seen this before, all you gotta do is twist it and then dust. I think the white's gonna make it look prettier. Did I use it all? No. Put it back in here. All right, and we'll just put a little bit of powdered sugar. Top of that. Then we'll be ready to eat it. So let me know in the comments, do you like crepes? Type crepe. I love crepes. If you like crepes as much as me, because I love crepes. Sweet and savory. Snow, snow, snow. I might have overdone it. Yarisugi. And if you want to make the real matcha milk crepe, it's going to take a little bit more work. You're going to have to put layers and layers and layers of the crepes on top of each other, separated by layers and layers and layers and layers of cream. So that's the original matcha milk crepe. Alright guys, let me know if you have any questions or comments below. If I missed anything, share any of your suggestions, tips below. We can all learn from each other. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Japanese cooking videos like this, subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to check out the other videos that are part of this Matsuri series in the playlist linked below. It's always fun playing with fire. At least when I was little, I enjoyed it. Just like I liked playing with fireworks, in particular Senko Hanabi. Senko Hanabi, actually, if you have never heard of it, it's a firework that you typically only find in Japan. I actually haven't seen it outside of Japan, but who knows, maybe there's other countries that also have it. But basically it's like this little, kind of looks like a sparkler, but it's inverted. So you hold it, you light it, and then you're supposed to invert it because it sparkles, it goes patch, 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 patch. And then at the very end, the grand finale is a little drop of lava. Looks pretty cool. If you guys have ever done Senko Hanabi, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, next time you're in Japan, make sure to buy some at the konbini, or convenience store, which is where you can easily find fireworks in the summertime, which is the season for fireworks.